Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Super Cosmic, and in this video we'll be seeing the patch notes of the upcoming Annihilators update, and they're looking really good. So let's get into the patch notes real quick. We got two new heroes, which is basically Quasar, Wendell Vaughn, and Icon. So Quasar is universal hero male character. He's also free from the update celebration event quest token shops. You're gonna get like 10 buyers, I believe. So that's basically it. He has the Annihilator stack. Basically, all of them have the Annihilator stack. Gladiator, Bear Ray Bill, Icon, and Quasar, they all have Annihilator stack. So his leadership applies to Annihilator's allies only. 40% HP increase, and when debuffed, remove all debuffs for 12 seconds. His tier 2 passives gives him guaranteed dodge rate, skill damage, bonus damage, and his 4-star passive gives him a 15% energy attack increase, super armor, all basic defense increases by 40%, and damage reduction by 30%, which is pretty good. First skill, nothing too impressive about it. Second skill gives him snare and paralysis and damage immunity for 3 seconds. Third skill applies to enemies fracture for 2 seconds. Also recovers his heal for 15 seconds. It recovers 15% of his HP for 1 second. That keeps refreshing, by the way, because he's gonna be inside the shield, inside a bubble that's gonna be activating that, and gives him 100% chance to grant immunity to all damage, and gives him a reflect, 40% damage reflect, flat 40%. That is for physical attack and energy attack. All right, for both of them. His fourth skill gives him stun and silence. Stun is not really important nowadays. Also gives him penetration 33% with a 50% all attack increase and 5-second invincibility. And his fifth skill gives him 40% chance of missing attack, paralysis, incapacitation, and he recovers 20% of his max HP with a 50% frenzy buff, all attack, all defense increase with a 20% crit rate. For Icon, she is a free character. Alright, she's available from the biometrics. She's a speed hero female character. Her leadership really is trash. Honestly, it really is trash. Crit rate increased by 8%, totally garbage. Her tier 2 passive gives her 35% energy attack increase, skill damage and bonus damage, and a flat 100% damage increase to enemies with 40% HP or low. This is basically seen a lot for artifacts like Wakari, like what's his name, Kingo. They have that, you know, similarity when a character has like 30% HP. Alright, it increases damage by 20% or 30%, but this one she has like a flat 100% when an enemy is below 40%. Alright. Her 4-star passive, it's a passive effect. She reflects 35% of energy and damage received, so she's basically Destroyer, but like, you know, on a much smaller potency compared to the energy of reflect that Destroyer has. Destroyer has like a 50% energy reflect. I think it's 50%. Yeah. So and she also gains a 25% damage reduction, which is pretty neat, pretty nice, not too shabby, not bad at all. Definitely you can give her like a mighty CTP of authority, make her really tanky, but she at the same time just reflects a lot of damage, you know, especially energy damage specifically. Her first skill, nothing too impressive about it. Second skill gives incapacitation. That's not what I meant to press. Third skill has her bread and butter. She counters attack, she has a counter attack, and she has eye from ignore. She also applies to enemies incapacitation and paralysis. She applies to herself super armor, all basic defense increased by 40%, 100% chance to grant immunity to all damage for 5 seconds, and she gains a 65% all attack, all defense frenzy buff. 65% all attack increase and 50% all basic defense increase. It's basically a similar frenzy buff. Her fourth skill gives her another frenzy buff, which is increase all attack, all defense by 65% and crit rate by 45%. She also applies enemies to fracture, paralysis, and she basically applies all defense down, but all defense down nowadays really not in the meta. Let's be real. So yeah, and her fifth skill, she applies silence for 3 seconds, paralysis, and defense down as well, same way as her 4th skill applies, just on a smaller potency. And she gets a 3-second invincibility and a 100% damage proc for 1 attack. So she's really about damage all the time for, you know, quick burst of damage character, but she has a high value in PvP because of her 3rd skill and because of her passive. The heal is only 25% for 1 second. Really hope it was on a much higher potency, or if it was an auto heal, because if she had auto heal, she's gonna be a threat in PvP. She would have been a threat in PvP. Let's be real, she would have been. So yeah. Also, characters who have like iframe ignore, usually they prioritize their iframe ignore skill a lot. So this is a good thing. She's gonna be a major counter for blast type characters. Not sure if he's gonna be able to counter guys like Adam Warlock or what's her name, Madeline Pryor, because these guys are tier 4s, and if they hit her, she's done. Basically, they're just one tapper. So I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. I'm just speculating so far. We get to Bear Ray Bill. Bear Ray Bill is a universal superhero. He's a uniform, and he only costs 1,050 crystals. His uniform effect applies to alien allies, which is very unique. Increase basic damage dealt to supervillains by 35%. That's pretty good. And his leadership is now applying fire damage increased by 60%. Yeah, all of his skills right now deal fire damage. The reason for that is because of the Twilight Sword, because it's basically coming from the hell realm of Searcher Muspelheim. I think that's it's called, Muspelheim. Yeah, that's in the leadership skill effect. It literally says right there, Champion of Muspelheim. Yeah, all of his skills deal 60% fire damage, and his tier 2 passive gives ignore target dodge roll by 20%. And increased fire damage by 55%. So by the leadership and the tier 2 passive, he already has about 115 fire damage increase. Yeah, that's a lot. 115 fire damage increase is a lot. These are just between the leadership and tier 2 passive. I haven't gotten to the other skills yet. Skill number 1. Just burn damage, that's all it does. He has burn on his 1st skill. 2nd skill, also burn. 3rd skill, burn, paralysis. And he heals 30% of his max HP for 1 second. And he has a frenzy buff, 60% all attack, all defense. And 40% crit rate increase, which is pretty good. His 4th skill, burn shock, which is good. Alright, shock is good for whatchamacallit, ABL, Alliance Battle Legend. And he has immunity and a 60% all basic attack increase. So it's 60% in his 3rd skill and another 60% on his 4th skill. That's 120% all attack increase. Okay? And his 5th skill has burn and fracture, which is good for ABL. And 5-second invincibility with 100% damage proc for 1 attack, which is pretty neat. And now we get to the GOAT himself, Gladiator. So Gladiator remains a combat character. Okay, he's a superhero. He's double costs. He's gonna cost you 1,500 crystals. Yes. Also applies to self from his uniform effect. Chain hit damage increased by 15% when attacking, and ignore target dodge right by 35%. His leadership, bro, you wait till you guys see all of his frenzy buffs. Just wait. So his leadership gives him a 60% all attack increase. Okay, his tier 2 passive, he still maintains the 5% recovery max HP auto heal. Additionally, he gains a 50% recovery of his max HP. All right, when HP is below 40%. All right, that's very similar to Hulk, Wolverine type recovery rate. So yeah, he looks like really tanky dude. His 4-star passive still maintains the same. They just increase the skill damage and bonus damage. Basically, he maintains the super armor. All basic defense increases by 40%. He still maintains the 40% damage reduction, which is insane. Insane 40% damage reduction. That is insane. And he gains skill damage by 50% and bonus damage by 45%. Alright? Cool. First skill deals cold damage every 1 second. And technically it deals physical damage, but it has the chill effect. Okay? So he applies chill and he has physical damage. Second skill, he applies burn. Third skill applies burn and snare. Snare, which is good for ABL. He has a barrier for 10 hits. He also has a 50% all attack increase and 30% all defense increase. So there you have 50% right there. Pair that with his leadership, you already have 110% all attack increase. You move to the fourth skill. He has burn again. He applies burn, fracture, and paralysis, which is good. 2 ABX effect and 1 ABL effect, which is the fracture. He has immunity for 6 seconds, 100% chance immunity for 6 seconds, and 6-second invincibility. He has 100 chance to penetrate everything. I take it back. He has penetration to everything by 100% chance for 6 seconds, and he has 6-second invincibility. And he also gains another 50% all basic attack increase and defense frenzy buff. You have 50% from his third skill. You have 50% from his fourth skill. That's 100% right there. On top of that, he gains a 60% from his leadership. That's 160% all attack increase. And in his fifth skill, he gains paralysis, 20% recovery of his max HP. So if the auto heal wasn't enough, you have a heal from his fifth skill. And he has immunity to all damage for 6 seconds, and he has a damage proc by 100% for 1 attack. Okay, that can be passed on from the 5th skill to the 4th skill. Okay, so all in all, if you guys notice, he has 160% all attack increase. Pair that with his leadership and his 3rd and 4th skill. Okay, but we're not done yet. For Beta Ray build tier 4, he accumulates 10% of all elemental damage, which is basically mind, poison, lightning, chill, and flame damage when attacking. And it increases the damage by 6% per each 10% accumulated elemental damage. So when you're dealing elemental damage, the moment you start dealing damage, you start accumulating. When you accumulate 10% of the damage that you dealt, okay, because the accumulation is based upon the damage that you deal, not the damage that you receive. So once you accumulate 10% of the damage you deal, you gain a 6% attack increase, 6% damage increase, okay, he increases his damage by 6% for each 10% accumulated damage. Okay, the max stack is 100%, so basically he increases his damage by 60%. All right, so far so good. Okay, all right, now we get to Gladiator. Now Gladiator is very unique in this situation because he was only tier 2, but now he jumped from being tier 2 to tier 4. So you don't have to go to the process of getting him to tier 3. You just immediately tier 4 him, which is very, very unique, which is why I kept yelling yesterday in the live stream, because I was flabbergasted on how on earth did this guy get from tier 2 to tier 4 immediately, and that got me really excited because I like Gladiator, so I'm really happy about that. So yeah, Gladiator gets immediately to tier 4, which is absolutely fantastic. He applies to enemies fracture and paralysis, which is ABX and ABL effect. And he applies to self. Ignore targets dodge rate by 80%, which is very good. And he gains a frenzy buff by 50%. So another 50% frenzy buff from the tier 3. Remember how I said he has 160% frenzy buff, and when you pair his leadership with his 3rd skill and the 4th skill, you have 160%. Now you pair it with his tier 3 and you have 210% all attack increase. Alright, but we're not done yet. There's This is the animation for his tier 3. By the way, it looks absolutely sick. He looks absolutely sick with that. Punches a hole through earth, bro. That's absolutely insane. Now we get to his tier 4. Now a tier 4, it kind of looks lame, but I don't care. He looks absolutely fantastic. You're gonna see in a sec. So he increases his physical attack by 40% every 1 second, and it stacks up to 160% maximum. So he already has 210% on his kit, from his leadership, from his 3rd skill, from his 4th skill, and from his tier 3. He already has 210% all attack increase. Now grab the 210% all attack increase and give it an additional 160% attack increase. You have 370% attack increase for this dude. This dude is all about attack. Yeah. Nearly 400% attack increase. Nearly. This guy is going to absolutely wreck everybody. Wreck everybody in terms of damage. Okay? And the percentage of the damages on his skills are absolutely insane. Like, not really, but like, it's actually crazy. 60% physical damage on his 1st skill, 100% damage on his 2nd skill, 100% damage on his 3rd skill, a 30% damage on his 4th skill, and rightfully so, because on his 5th skill you get a damage proc that will pass on the 4th skill. See? And he also has 60% damage on his 5th skill as well. Okay, and his tier 3 deals 150% physical damage. So yeah, he's looking like he's going to wreck some real shit. Okay, he's gonna do some serious damage. We got the Awakening for Quasar and Icon, Wendell Vaughn. Both are very nearly similar to each other. Just some crit rates and crit damage increase. The only difference is that Icon gets a penetration by 70% on her Awakened skill, while Wendell Vaughn gains a damage proc. That's the only difference between both of them. But other than that, they're pretty much the same. Even in energy damage percentage, they're pretty much the same. So this is the animation. If you guys want to take a look. Looks pretty good. Alright, so we have the new Agent 7-day check-in reward improvement. So basically, if you're a new agent, new player in the game, you get like a check-in event rewards. On day 1 you get a tier 2 selector. On day 3 you get a tier 3 Iron Man. Day 4 you get a potential transcended Spider-Gwen. On day 4 you get a tier 3 Loki. On day 5 you get an awakened transcendent Moon Knight. And on day 6 you get a 6-star premium character selector. Alright, 6-star premium character selector, which is pretty good. You can basically select any premium character from that point on forward. And on day 7 you get 2 Doctor Strange themed comic cards. They both apply 2% Pierce. Both of them apply 2% Pierce. When you accumulate them, you get like 4% Pierce, which is pretty good. Not bad at all. Alright, now we get to the hero distribution, which is basically getting these characters to tier 3. Alright, for the distribution of 4 powerful heroes. Okay, just to give like more tier 3 characters. If you have not tier 3 these guys, then you'll be able to tier 3 them. Okay, if you haven't awakened them, you'll be able to awaken them. Right, they are given free tier 3 Iron Man and Loki, and a free awakened transcended Spider-Gwen and Moon Knight. But this is a weekly thing. Okay, so first week you get Iron Man, second week you get Spider-Gwen, third week Loki, and fourth week you get Moon Knight. Alright, now Spider-Gwen is probably the only person I don't have awakened, so this is a W for me at least. Now we get to the most exciting part about this update, the tier 4 upgrade support challenge progressive missions. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna have to summarize this really quick so you guys can understand basically what this whole thing is going on with it. Okay, so when you clear stage 1, okay, you get a 40% discount for the enhancement materials, the character advancement materials, and the 4 types of the Book of Ashanti. This is for the tier 4 characters, by the way. Okay, for the tier 4 characters, the amplify urus, okay, excuse me, not the amplify urus, the enhancement, the upgrades, the advancement materials, and the books that will be used will all be discounted by 40%. Okay, that's the first mission. The second mission is basically when you own one tier 4 character, you get 25% equipment off from the character advancement material and the equipment advancement material, not the Book of Ashanti. Pay close attention. The Book of Ashanti will only get discounted on the first mission. The second mission, you'll only get a 25% discount for the gear upgrades and the advancement materials, but the Book of Ashanti will remain the same. Alright, you get 25% discount on both. And the same goes on mission number 3 when you own 3 tier 4 characters. Once you have 3 tier 4 characters, the next tier 4, same thing, 25% discount for the advancements, for the gear upgrades, and for the advancements. The Book of Ashantis will not be discounted. Alright? Same goes for the 4th mission, same goes for the 5th mission. 4th mission, you own 5 characters, 25% discount on the gear upgrades and advancement material, no discount for the Book of Ashanti. Own 7 tier 4 characters, 25% discount on the gear upgrades and advancement materials. The Book of Ashantis will not be discounted. That's basically it. This is like basically a one-time thing. Pretty sure of it. Because they're not gonna keep this forever. Okay, I already have like 6 tier 4s. So I don't know if I'm gonna get this like 5 times or I'm only gonna get this like 1 time, because I already own 6 characters. And because I own 6 characters, I'm on mission number 4 by that logic. And by that thought process, I'll only get a discount for 1 tier 4. Yeah. Also, please note, the discounts will only happen for native tier 1 characters that can be advanced to tier 4. Which means that native tier 2 characters that can be advanced to tier 4 will not get discounted. Okay? Characters like Jean Grey, characters like Wolverine, characters like Madeline Pryor, Adam Warlock, etc. They will not be discounted. The characters like Thanos, these guys will not be discounted. They're gonna remain the same. Okay? They will never be discounted. The only characters that gotta get a discount are the native tier 1 characters that can be advanced to tier 4. Okay? Characters like Gladiator will not be discounted. Characters like Barry Bill will not be discounted either. So you get what I'm saying about this point. Only native tier 1 characters that can be upgraded to tier 4 will have the discount. Now, the discounted materials, they say it right over there. Cosmic Cube Fragment, the Carbonadium, Solar Falchion, Life Seed, 4 types of Book of Ashanti necessary for the advancement will only be discounted in the initial mission 1 discount. Basically what I just told you for the last 2 minutes. Okay? Very simple concept, really simple. Yeah, now it says right here, a new tier 4 characters missions will unlock each time you reach a specific amount of tier 4 owns. Yeah, the icon of a tier 4 upgrade will no longer be displayed after completing all tier 4 upgrade support missions. So after you complete all of these support missions, the tier 4 icon will not be displayed. Okay, so use this wisely. Use this very wisely. Alright, be very cautious. It's a one-time thing. Probably not gonna happen again. Okay? But if you select the tier 4 character you want to upgrade to tier 4, you cannot cancel that. Once the process starts, you cannot cancel it. Okay? Just letting you guys know. Also, if you have all of the native tier 1 characters at tier 4, if you have them all at tier 4, especially native tier 1, not the tier 2s, tier 1 characters, if you have them all at tier 4, okay, what's gonna happen is that the tier 4 icon, the special mission tier 4 icon right there, you guys can see right here, will remain, okay, for future updates, for future characters. If you have like all of them at tier 4, all the native tier 1 characters that can be at defensive tier 4, if you have them all at tier 4, you can still save this up for future native tier 1 characters that can be upgraded to tier 4. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be very, very cautious with this. I'm gonna be very cautious with this one. Probably use it, probably not. I'm gonna have to wait and see and decide on it. So yeah. Also, this is the missions that you guys can see right here. As you guys can see right over there, discount, 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 discounts. All of it just gets discounted. All right, cool, cool. Now we get to the challenges, progressive missions. Now the progressive mission is actually very, very, very important thing. So what you need to do is actually very simple. You only need to clear the world boss one time per day, and each time you clear it, you get a 15%, excuse me, you get a 15% increase to the resources acquisition. Yeah, there, right there. So for the world boss, okay, for world boss, tier 2 growth material gains a 15% increase. Tier 3 growth material gains 15% increase for the acquisitions. And for the tier 4 materials, it gains 15% increase for your acquisitions. And for the giant boss raid, check this out, a 20% increase for the tier 4 growth materials acquisition. So 150 souls of the Falcon, you multiply that by 1.2. Excuse me, you multiply that by 0.2. Excuse me, you multiply that by 0.2, you gain like 170, 170, yeah. So you get like an extra 170, 180 around. So yeah, which is pretty good. 170 or 180 daily sounds pretty good. Souls of the Falcon. That's the only resource that I have a trouble with, which is Souls of the Falcon. Yeah, the other resources I have no issues with them. I have like about 20,000 or 30,000 carbonadium. I'm okay with that, and also with the life seed, I have nearly 20,000 life seeds. Yeah, but like the carbonadium, I'm at 7,000, 8,000. I haven't reached the 10,000 area yet, but I will one day. Yeah. That's basically how it is. It's basically how it is. You own 15 heroes for the world boss. By the way, there's only 2 conditions to unlock that for world boss. You either own 15 heroes at tier 2, right? 6, basically at their gears level 20 as well. Okay. Or you own 50, or for giant boss raid. Excuse me, I messed it up. So for world boss, you own. Basically, the requirements, you have to own 15 heroes at tier 2 with their gears level 20, or 15 heroes at tier 3. That's it. Either 15 heroes at tier 2 or 15 heroes at tier 3. And for giant boss raid, you must own 15 heroes at tier 3. That's it. That's all you need. I don't know why they say you have to 6-star rank or 6-star mastery, level 60 or plus 20 equipment enhance. Like, that's totally irrelevant. Alright, simple layout. For the buff effects to take effect, you need to unlock certain conditions. What are the conditions? Own 15 tier 2 characters with their gears at level 20, or own 15 characters at tier 3. And for giant boss raid, own 15 characters at tier 3. That's it. That's basically it. I happen to be very fortunate because I have a lot more than 15. Yeah, I got like 30, 40. No, pretty much a lot more than that. Probably like 50. I don't know. Yeah, I have a lot of tier 3, so I'm very fortunate for that. We have the team up collection. Not a big fan of these team up collection because they seem very Waste of resources. Like you gain a significant amount of buff, but like you waste a lot of resources on unnecessary shit, such as getting all the uniforms, and spend a lot of gold and resources and materials to get into mythic, so that you can gain certain buffs from that. So yeah, certain buffs are not really good at all. Sometimes they give you like some crappy resistance, which is totally unneeded, unless you're fighting Jean Grey. But yeah, I don't know. Not a big fan of this system. I think they should reshuffle it, give it an overhaul, try to target specific points that's going to improve your character's performance for the game modes that you want to use them. Okay, so yeah. For the characters that are gonna be targeted, the targeted heroes for the team up collection are as follows: Groot, Drax, Adam Warlock, Nova Richard Rider, Rocket Raccoon, Star Lord, Beta Ray Bill, Quasar, Wendell Vaughn, Gamora, Mantis, and Phyla Vel. Now, Gladiator is not there because, frankly, Gladiator was never really a fully fledged member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. He was like an ally, but was never considered a member of them. That's as much as a recall of him in most Annihilators and Annihilation stories. So, yeah. We got new artifacts. Yup, we get new artifacts. So basically, for Quasar, Annihilator's allies only. His artifacts is a support-based artifact. Ignores non-boss enemy damage decrease by 15%. That's huge for PvP. That's huge. Insanely good. Insanely good. Especially when you pair that with Gladiator, when he already has like 40% damage reduction. Yay! Yeah. For Icon, when her HP is below 40%, she recovers 60% of her HP, an additional 0.3%, and increases her HP by 60%. So it's like similar to Juggernaut and Gilgamesh. Yeah, similar to these guys. For Better Way Bill, increase all basic attack by 25%. Very straightforward. For Gladiator, increase basic damage dealt to supervillain faction by 20% and decrease damage received from supervillain by 20%. Oh my god, bro. Man, Gladiator, dude, Gladiator, he looks absolutely sick, bro. He looks sick. Everything about him just straight up sick. We get a future pass. You guys can see these are the future passes right here. Here are the icons. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm probably gonna get the Quasar icon, and I'm gonna get the Gladiator icon because I really like both of them. I really like both of these icons. Better Way Bill looks okay, looks alright, but Gladiator and Quasar, yeah, probably gonna get both of these guys. We got some other improvement and changes. Just the reward acquisition has been improved massively, so now you can gain all of it in one fell swoop. Yeah. The striker support attack on and off feature has also been added for ABL and ABX, right, for Alliance Battle. What else? Yeah, these are basically it. Oh, also one of Gladiator's abilities, Fast Movement, has been changed to Annihilator. So obviously, it's normal. It's normal. Yeah. And also, the Annihilators has been added as a hero ability for Silver Surfer Ronin as well. Huh. So Silver Surfer also gains the Annihilator stat. Ooh. So you know what that means. You know what this means? It means like you can definitely do some real stuff with him with Quasar. And with Quasar's leadership as well. Wow. Wow, that's actually insane, dude. That's actually insane. Yeah. This update definitely looks like a banger to me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I absolutely love this update. I hope to God Silver Surfer gets a uniform mid-month and a tier 4. Oh my god, bro. I really hope for that. So, yeah. Anyways, we're just gonna wrap this alright, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share, because I'm really excited about this update. I cannot wait to get my hands on Gladiator, upgrade this dude, beef him up, get his uniform, get him to tier 4 day 1, hopefully. And yeah, and join my Discord server. The link is in the description box below. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Peace.